Hi everyone, my name is Tahara Ezrahti and I'm the owner of Applied Intuition. I'm a trained clairvoyant with over 25 years experience, and I also teach intuitive development classes where I teach other people how to learn to read energy and be clairvoyant themselves and do some healing work on themselves. So I get a lot of questions in my work about why would someone book a reading, how clairvoyant readings work, what happens during a reading, and what can people expect as far as results they can get from having a reading. So I wanted to answer some of those questions, and hopefully that will give you some information about whether booking a reading would be good for you. So the first question is, why book a reading? So people book readings for lots of different reasons, but about 70% of the people that book readings with me are going through some kind of transition. And that could be a transition with a relationship they're in, with work, with a family situation, people moving from one house to another or across the country, kids going away to college, any kind of transition where you've been used to being in one place and having things a certain way, and that's now changing and you're not sure what the new situation will be. So readings are really helpful as someone is jumping from the place that they're used to their next thing. It can help give someone some directions to go in, things to think about, advice about specific things to do, and just give you a better picture of how different aspects of yourself, your spiritual self, your emotional self, your mental body, and your physical body are experiencing this transition, and things that you can do to make each of those aspects of yourself feel more comfortable so that you can have a successful transition where you bring all parts of yourself along instead of having one part of yourself being comfortable with the transition and then other parts of yourself kicking and screaming. Those types of situations tend to create self-sabotage. So we can avoid that by getting all the parts of yourself on the same page before you actually make the big leap and jump from what you're used to doing to whatever your next thing is. So how a reading works. There's electromagnetic energy that's running through our body and then out from our body into our energy field. So that's usually what people call your aura, and it extends between 3 and usually about 6 feet from the body. It can be much smaller or much bigger in certain circumstances, but on average the aura is about 3 to 6 feet. That energy can actually be read. It contains a lot of information in the auric field, and also in the physical body itself. There's energy channels and energy centers. The energy centers are called chakras, and those correspond to different parts of one's life and different parts of the physical body, mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body. And by reading the information and symbols and energy and quality of energy in those energy channels and the chakras and the aura, you can get a lot of information about someone's health, about how they're processing information in different aspects of their life, and then specifics about different issues that people bring up usually can be found within those aspects of the energy field. There's also other places to other parts of our energy anatomy to look for, and a trained clairvoyant should be able to look deeper into those other things also. So how a reading actually works, or what you would experience during a reading, is the first thing I would do if I was reading you, and this could be over the phone, using a video chat, or it could be in person. I would look at your grounding. So your grounding goes from the base of your spine, where your first chakra is, all the way down into the earth. And different people's groundings go to different depths. So usually the deeper your grounding goes, the more connected your physical body is into the earth, and the stronger your grounding is, the more anchored you are in your physical body, and usually the more powerful you can be in your life in different aspects. We also want to look at the width of the grounding and the quality of energy running through one's grounding. We also want to look at the quality of energy that people are pulling up through that grounding channel into the physical body. There's a loop of sending energy from your body down into the earth, mixing it with healing earth energy, and then bringing that mixture up through the layers of the earth, up into your feet, into your legs, and into your first chakra and the rest of your body. So that circuit, and you can actually listen to a grounding meditation on my website, which is appliedintuition.org that will lead you through a grounding meditation so you can experience this yourself. But your grounding is really, really important. It's the foundation for how much of a container your physical body can be for your spirit to occupy and then do a better job of doing and being whatever you came here to be. So that's the first thing we look at, is the grounding. The second thing we look at is the energy going through the physical body, through the life force energy channels, and then going out into the auric field. So your aura, which goes beyond your physical skin, is your energy boundary. It's what separates you and the rest of the world. It keeps your energy separate from other people's. It keeps your energy separate from random energies in the environment that you happen to be exposed to. And it's really important for letting your life force energy circulate throughout your energy space and keeping unwanted energies out. So really it's about boundaries and looking at what type of boundary people have, how functional their boundary is, the quality of energy in that edge or that boundary. Those are all going to determine one's health to some extent and just how well people can operate in the world and keep their own space while also allowing information in and information out, but that there is a nice filter and a membrane there instead of just, not having any kind of boundary or protection. So that's the second thing we look at, is the auric field. And then I'll go through and look at each of your chakras in the physical body. The chakras, there's 7 main ones in the body. They start at the base of the spine. So the first chakra is the base of the spine. It has to do with physical health and just basic survival issues. The second chakra is at the navel, and it has to do with emotional connections with people and sexuality. The third chakra is at your solar plexus, right where your ribs come together. That's the battery for the physical body, and it has to do with the physical energy people have to exert, and also how people are able to put themselves out there in the world, how powerful someone feels out in the world. The fourth chakra is at the heart, below the sternum, and it has to do with love and compassion, both for yourself and others and all living things. The fifth chakra is at the throat, and it has to do with verbal communication and also creativity. There's also energy channels that go from the throat down each arm and open out through the hand chakras that are in the palm of each hand, and that also has to do with creativity and how you manifest your creativity through making things with your hands, whether it's art or writing or doing healing work with your hands. The hands actually are one of the avenues to express creativity, along with the voice, which is why it makes sense that creativity is connected to the throat chakra. The sixth chakra is at your brow here, and it has to do with being able to see energy. So when I'm using my clairvoyance, I'm really using my sixth chakra a lot. It has to do with your worldview, and it's also connected to your physical eyes. So it's connected to your physical vision too. And then the last chakra in the body that we look at is the seventh, and that's at the crown of the head, and it opens up towards the sky. It has to do with your personal wisdom, your identity, who you believe yourself to be, and spirituality. So by looking and reading the energy contained in each of those chakras, along with the grounding and your auric field, you can get a lot of information about what someone's going through, how they're processing information, their physical health, their relationships, things that are coming into their space, so directions for growth, and then things that are leaving, things that they were used to that are no longer going to be appropriate in the future. And during the reading, my readings are usually 60 to 90 minutes. People can ask questions, make comments, say, yes, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense. It should feel very conversational and comfortable in that way. So after the reading, people usually feel like they've got some clarification on the questions that they had. They have some directions to move in, some action steps possibly, some ways of negotiating the change that they're working on, possibly some healing work that's done to repair energetic structures or bring new blueprints in or new energy patterns in that's going to serve the person in whatever the next phase of their growth will be. So anyway, readings are really great. They can really help you feel more confident in moving forward and clearing out your space and bringing in new energy. And hopefully this little video has given you some help in determining whether a reading could be useful to you. So I invite you to learn more. You can go to my website, which is www.appliedintuition.org, and there's a lot more information on there. There's some audio recordings that you can listen to that are from the classes that I teach, and you can experience actually accessing some of this information for yourself. So have a great day. Thank you very much.